So I came across this video on YouTube. It's one of the earliest videos on YouTube about Morpho, and I just see a bunch of cement coming through a conveyor belt. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So I just moved to China. My uncle hits me up and he's like, I have a friend in Ghana who's starting a rock quarry. And he's like, yo, you live in China. Let's see what you can find. And at that time, I was just doing odd jobs, right? I was doing, stuff at clubs, stuff on Chinese TV, right? Like the stand-up, teaching, basically doing everything, straight hustle, right? The first time I had been like on my own totally. And so I was like, yeah, of course, let me find a cement factory, right? Like what? And so I go and I look and I find this guy, and he ended up being one of the best connections I've ever made in China. He still does logistics for us today. And he's like, I found a factory. I'm like, cool, give me the address and I'll take the metro over there. No clue, right? Like there's not a cement factory downtown. And he's like, yeah, just go to this one. So I had to take the train to Shenzhen, and I got into Shenzhen, and he picks me up in a car, and I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe it's like 10 minutes outside the city center. 4 hours in the car, right? And I didn't, I didn't have any idea of where I was going, what I was doing, 4 hours out into the boonies. And it was literally like nothing there except a cement factory. It looks like the type of thing you'd see in a scary Halloween movie where the kids are like, yo, let's go play in that cement factory. And we get there, and the boss is like, as exactly what you'd expect a boss to be from out there, right? Gold everywhere, nice car, only nice car on the lot though. And he's like, speaking Mandarin, probably worse than mine, literally. And I go in and I'm sitting there and we're, doing the tea ceremony, and I'm so new to all this. I'm wearing like a Reggie Miller jersey or something, sitting there just like trying to figure out what's going on with this factory. And I'm like, I need to order a container of cement. And he's like, we've never worked with foreigners before. And I'm like, I've never worked with factories before, so we've got something in common. And basically, yeah, what you saw is me filling up an entire container, 50-pound bags, me and 2 other guys. I'm sure it's rolling on the screen right now. We filled up this entire container with 50-pound bags. It was like the hardest I've ever worked in one day in my life. Like, respect to these guys doing it every day, right? And we filled it up, and that's the video you're seeing.
And what kind of expectations did you have for like once these people received the shipment?
Yeah, I mean, basically there were like 3 of us or 4 of us, and they had this land in Ghana, and they said, send the cement and we're gonna start building up this rock quarry. And I'm like, rock quarry, like, damn, what's going on here? And yeah, I was like 23 years old, 22 years old. I'm like, I'm going to be a bajillionaire, right? I have a rock quarry, I have equity in a rock quarry in Ghana. And we had set up a company, and yeah, I had really high expectations, naive. And, looking back, I still would have done it. It was a great opportunity. I just would have approached it a lot different.
Okay. And so where did the project go ultimately?
So yeah, here's like kind of where it got a big pin. So it gets on a boat in Guangzhou or Shenzhen port, I forget. Goes all the way to Ghana, right? And it's like a 20-day boat trip to Ghana, to the port there. And I'm like, the whole time, just like I said, I'm gonna be a billionaire. Like, this is it. Kick my feet up, I'm good. And it got there, and they opened it up, right, the customs guys, and they're like, nah, sorry. It's all in Chinese. All the packaging is in Chinese. You can't get it off the boat. And so ultimately, I don't even remember what happened, because it was just like a dagger to the heart, right? I was like, went from billionaire to still being poor. And basically, I don't know what happened, if somebody got a bribe or if that cement, the customs guys just took it and made their own rock quarry. I don't really know. All I know is that was like kind of the end of that project for me, and taught me a lot, but like I made the same type of mistakes a lot more times after.
Wow. So that gives a lot more context to that video, because I mean, I've seen that video a few times and I had no idea you had the story behind it.
Yeah, it was wild, right? I mean, just little things that you learn along the journey, right? Of like, don't put Chinese packaging if it's going to an English speaking country or whatever, right? Like just those types of things make you realize that, yeah, you can become a billionaire, but it's not as easy as spending one day filling up a container.
So do you think like maybe some things are too good to be true at first glance?
Absolutely, right? I mean, in my life, I've had like maybe 2 or 3 huge windfalls of things where it's like, yeah, I made a lot of money really quick. Other than that, though, it's just hard work and figuring out how to make money slowly and being consistent, right? And always being willing to do that day every day.
Wow. Okay, very cool.